Good day, everyone. This is Jack from the Stock Serpent Watchdog, and today I want to bring to you a new process video that will run through all my entry rules. I created it in the form of a checklist so that you can actually go through step by step to see if it is indeed a good buying opportunity in a stock. On the screen, you can see I am using Tesla as my test case here. I will run through my checklist to see if Tesla is in fact a good buy here or where it broke out, and then we'll make a determination if it is an all clear or a danger ahead. All right, those are my rankings, my recommendations at the end of each video to make sure that the stock is in fact investable at that point, because my goal is to prevent the small investor from suffering unnecessary drawdowns and unnecessary capital fluctuations or equity fluctuations in their stock brokerage accounts. I know that it can be detrimental to your emotional well-being, and it is my goal to try and prevent that. Okay, here we go. So we are starting with the Kumo Cloud. So my first thing on my checklist is that price is trading above the Kumo Cloud. Now here's the Kumo Cloud, here's my price, and this is where we broke out through price. So in fact, that would be a bullish indicator right here. So the first thing on my checklist is a go. I am trading above the Kumo Cloud right here. The second thing on my checklist is that price is trading higher than the Kumo shadows or resistance areas from the past. The Kumo shadow is the cloud that is trading behind price. Now, those are usually very strong resistance areas or support areas, depending on if you're going long or short. Right here in Tesla, the Kumo shadow would be this area here. Now, you can see there is no other shadow, Kumo shadow here on the 6 month chart, but if you look carefully, you will see that price is having a little bit of difficulty getting through the Kumo shadow resistance area right here. Now that makes it significant because this system is awesome, and it will definitely help you to find resistance and support levels wherever you need to find them. All right, so on the second point, price is trading just at the Kumo Shadow's edge. So that would be kind of a neutral for me. It won't be bullish or bearish because we're trading right at it. So that would be a neutral. On the third point on my checklist, we have the Tenkan-sen, which is this blue line. That's a 9-point fast moving average. And this is the Kijun-sen. This is the 26-day intermediate moving average. They're all midpoint. They're not based on closing prices, but on the highest high and the highest low averaged through their periods. All right, so the Tenkan-sen, this blue line, and the Kijun-sen, this red line. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the Tenkan-sen, this blue line, to be above the red line. That is, in fact, a bullish sign. So Tenkan-sen is trading significantly above the Kijun-sen, this red line. That is a big gap. In anyone's book, that is a massive gap. If you just look down here, you will see that the Kijun-sen is trading at, or is valued at $302, and the Tenkan-sen is at $343. All right, so that is a pretty big gap. It's like $40, and that is definitely a bullish sign right there. Okay, next thing. Okay, this one's a little bit bearish, and it is, where is price trading relative to my Kijun-sen? Now, price relative to my Kijun-sen, it should be trading roughly at or near the Kijun-sen to indicate that this is an orderly trend and not a very volatile movement. Now from here, you can clearly see that this was not very orderly. This was very rapid. This was very disorderly. And that is why this particular item on my checklist, price being roughly at the same value as my Kijun-sen or my intermediate term midpoint moving average, that is a bearish indicator. Okay, it's bearish because what the Tenkan-sen and the Kijun-sen does, if price gets extended above them, it tends to draw them back to those midpoint moving averages. Okay, so price does tend to be drawn back to the midpoint moving averages, and here it is the Kijun-sen that will be drawing back price to it. Now obviously the Kijun-sen will continue to move up. It's ever so slightly moving up. The Kijun-sen is slightly moving up. The Tenkan-sen has turned flat almost. All right, so this is a bearish indicator. Price is too far extended from the Kijun-sen, and that can possibly lead to consolidation in the future. All right, so on point 4, it's bearish. Then point 5 is my Tenkan-sen and my Kijun-sen above the Kumo Cloud. All right, so I got half and half here. The Tenkan-sen is trading above the cloud, but the Kijun-sen is in the cloud. So here I would have to go with bearish. Why do you say bearish? It's because this midpoint moving, this 26-day midpoint moving average carries more weight than the fast moving average. So with the 26-day midpoint moving average being in the cloud, it is definitely a little bit more bearish than it is bullish. Okay. All right. Number 6 on my checklist is my Tenkan-sen is pointing up. Is my Tenkan-sen moving up or pointing up? It is in fact not doing that. It is turning flat. If you look at it, you can see that the Tenkan-sen, it was moving up very strongly and pointing up very strongly, but then it just went flat. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that next. So this is clearly consolidation. So it is not pointing down, it's pointing to the side. It's some sideways moving consolidation. That is neutral. That is neutral for Tesla at the moment. Then same thing for the Kijun-sen. Is the Kijun-sen pointing up? Well, ever so slightly the Kijun-sen is pointing up. So I will have to go with bullish there. Even though it is trading in the cloud, that is a different part of my checklist. It is definitely pointing up, so I'll give that a bullish ranking. All right, next up is the 8th one on my list, which is the Chicago span. Let's go back 26 periods. Here we are, 26 periods. There it is. So this point here has been moved back 26 periods. This is the closing price, by the way. This closing price plotted back 26 days on the daily chart. And that tells me that it is bullish if it is trading above price. So here's the Chicago span, and here's price. It is significantly above price, so this is a bullish indicator or a bullish item on my checklist. Next up, the Chicago span, is it above the cloud? And that is affirmative. It is bullish. The Chicago span is trading above the cloud. So I got another bullish check on my checklist. That is awesome. It seems like Tesla is shaping up here to continue in its bullish ways. Then let's have a look at the 10th and final item on my checklist. That is the Chicago span future. What does the future hold for this momentum indicator? By the way, this is my favorite. If you haven't caught that in previous videos, this momentum indicator is part of this Ichimoku Kinko technical trading system. And this one tells you when big moves are brewing in a stock or a market. If it has broken through price like it did here, and it has continued to break through the Kumo Cloud like it did here, even though it went back into the cloud, it is again trading above the cloud. That is bullish in my opinion and according to this system. All right, so let's see, what does the future hold for the 10th and final point on this checklist process. Now, for the future, for checking out the future for the Chicago spun, we have to look both horizontally and vertically for where the Chicago spun can interact with the cloud or interact with price. So let's look horizontally first. So let's just imagine that price goes sideways here. What will happen to the Chicago spun? The Chicago spun will take roughly half a month, 15, 16 trading days, and then it will interact with price. So in about 2 weeks, 3 trading weeks, it will interact with price. And once it interacts with price, it will consolidate. So if price stays here at this current level and it fluctuates here, then the Chicago spun will interact with price and further consolidation will happen. Let's check vertically. Vertically, we are in open space, baby. There is nothing above this level. If you check here, you can see that there's blue sky here. There's blue sky. There is a very real potential that Tesla can start trending here. A very real potential. If it can continue to break out here, it will definitely have a very strong potential to trend fast and furiously to the upside. Since there are no price points to interact with here, the Chicago spun will not consolidate. It will just keep moving up. So that is very bullish. So let's summarize. On the first item on the checklist, price greater than the Kumo, bullish. On the second item on the checklist is price greater than the Kumo Shadow. Well, that's trading roughly at it, so that's neutral. Then the third item is the Tenkan-sen, the blue line, greater than the red line. Yes, it is. It is definitely bullish. On the fourth item on the checklist is price roughly equal to or near the Kijun-sen. Well, that is clearly not the case. Price is up here and the Kijun-sen is down here. So that would be a definite bearish call on that one. So we got 3 bullish and 1 bearish so far. Let's look at the fifth one, and the Tenkan-sen and the Kijun-sen are both trading above the cloud. That is not happening here. That is also bearish. So we got 3 bullish, 2 bearish, and the sixth point on the checklist is the Tenkan-sen pointing up. It's not. In fact, it is moving sideways. So that would be a neutral. That will be a neutral. Oh, did I say that the second point was bearish? I'm wrong. I'm correcting that. On the second point, it's actually neutral. So we got a couple of bullish checks on the checklist. Then we have 2 neutrals on the checklist, and we have 2 bearish on the checklist so far. Then looking at the Kijun-sen, is the Kijun-sen pointing up? Yes, it is. It is bullish. So that brings us to the Chicago spun, and the Chicago spun is trading above price. That's bullish. The Chicago spun trading above the Kumo. That's bullish. And finally, is the Chicago spun in open space? Yes, it is. It is bullish. So to sum this up, we have 2 neutral and we have 2 bearish checks on our checklist. That leaves us with 6 bullish checks on our checklist. Now that is greater than 50%, and if you weigh these in terms of their importance, it will definitely shift the odds of this being a very bullish chart uh, to to the upside here. It's definitely looking bullish to the upside. All right, now I just want to quickly jump to a weekly chart. Here is a weekly chart of Tesla, and go back to that second point on the checklist, which is price trading above the Kumo Shadow, because the Kumo Shadow is generally price resistance in a bullish move. You can see here, have a look. You see there's the edge of my Kumo Shadow. There's the edge, and look exactly where price is trading right now. Price is trading at the edge of the Kumo Shadow. That means that Tesla is trading at price resistance. Now this would be another indicator that this is in fact, the second point is in fact not neutral, but that is in fact a bearish check on the checklist, because on a weekly, which carries slightly more weight than a daily, obviously, it is not neutral or positive. It is clearly bearish here because it is trading at resistance, and on a weekly I cannot call that neutral. On a weekly I'll have to say that it is bumping up against pretty firm resistance. You can also see that there hasn't been a close on a weekly basis above that level. Have a look. This candle could not close above the Kumo Shadow, and that is a big negative, and therefore a bearish check on my checklist. Okay, so that is the process that I follow. I hope that it is pretty clear for everyone. I will try and add that to the description, the checklist to the description, so that you can have a quick look at it. I know it might seem confusing to those people who are new to the Ichimoku technical trading system. It is a lot to digest, so I suggest you do some reading up, because I am actually not going to go into any more detail. There's a lot of information if you Google it. There's a lot of information on YouTube already if you just search for it, and you will find all of the technical information there. It is my goal just to show you how this is working with price and how it's working with individual stocks and markets at the moment. All right, thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you would like to see more videos like this, please press the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you get all of my new videos. I am trying my best here to make as many videos as I can to get this channel up and running. It is a new channel, and I would love your support. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Good trading and a good day to you all.